let's start with the display ads. So, so the first point is to find out how display ads are different from normal search ads and why do we exactly need the display ads. So display ads are usually the basic difference between the display and the search ad is that display ads are push kind of ads while search ads are pull kind of ads where you have an intent. For example, when I'm searching and going on Google search, I'm doing search. It means I have an intent to do something. I have an intent to buy something. While on display ads, you see your ads which are being placed on various websites which are affiliated or which are partnered to Google when you are using Google AdWords as a platform, and you are putting your ads there. When you are putting your ads there, one point is to be taken care that all these people are relevant, because when you will be putting your ads, for example, you are a food player or you are selling food, so you will be putting those on some of the websites where a target audience for food is coming, and similarly for other businesses. But you are pushing this ad, you are only showing them ads, and there is no intent of user to coming in. So usually display ad or all those ads which have an push kind of mechanism, or where you are going to the user, or an outbound mechanism, have lower conversion rates as compared to the search ads, because in search you have an intent. So display ad, there are various different kind of ads: text, image, interactive, and video ads. And it is mostly displayed, or we always plan to display it across the website that are relevant, where you can find target audience on what you are selling. For example, in this banner, this is a banner ad. If you will see here, the ad which is coming is a Rackspace company is put as ad of cloud services on food platform. So on food platform, this ad is, this banner is showing on the top of it. So here one point to be noted on text. So if we put only text in display ad, again, what is the difference between a search ad and a display ad? Coming back to the same question, the difference remains the same, because this is a push kind of ad and the search ad is in kind of pull ad, whereas an intent is there. Here you are pushing your ads. You are going to the websites and you are putting their ads there, and you are asking users to view those ads. While in search, user is coming to you. So why display ad? Usually display ads are being used to increase awareness, where you are launching a new product, for example, or to do a retargeting that I have shown you previously how to do a retargeting. So display retargeting is one part, and similarly we also have an email retargeting, where if the advertiser has your details, this can start sending you emails to get you back onto their websites. No, so isn't search enough? We already have search. Why do we need the display? Again, the answer goes back to the same point, the push and the pull. So why we keep on sitting and wait for buyer to come to us? Rather, we have this medium where we can go to the buyer and we can publish our ads. So what is the advantages of display ad? You get the scale. You get millions of impressions. You can go to n number of sites. You can have n number of viewers viewing your site, viewers your ad. But in search, you have to wait for the buyer to come in. If the buyer is doing in search, it is coming to your website and then seeing it. So these are the basic difference. So in display, you'll usually have lower CPCs, because you are going to the people and you are outbound. You are showing them too many ads. While in search, which is more specialized, users are coming to you, and the conversion rate for search is higher than usually display. Search is always having a better conversion rate. So as a marketer, if somebody tomorrow asks you or comes up or comes to me and says like, should I am going for a new product launch, should I go for a paid search campaign or should I go for a display campaign? So the purpose here is, if I have to create only awareness, I just want to create some awareness around my brand. Okay, I have launched in the market, I am around market, in previous or in traditional market, that could be like putting your pamphlets around or putting your pamphlets in the newspaper. This is like on the digital space, you are just showing your ads, that creating an awareness that I am around. And in paid search, that is more conversion oriented, though we have conversions in display, but the point to be driven here is that display usually have a lower CPC and lower conversion rates as compared to the paid search ad, while you get scale in display ads. So these are the various ad formats. If you will see, the sizes are being given of the various ad formats. So some are these prominent ad formats: 160 into 600. So 160 is the width, the first figure is the width, and 600 is the height. Similarly, 728 into 90. Similarly, so these four marked in red are the prominent ones which have higher click-through rates and which have most of the publishers have this ad space around them, while rest of them are also there, but those are not that prevalent as compared to these one. So another point which is very important and to be driven here is there are certain formats that are going around, but there is an agency which is called International Advertising Bureau. So I would request and appreciate you guys should go and visit the site of this. I'll just share the link. So it has all the standard guidelines around, like for example, what are the standard ad formats? What should be the size of the ad? Where exactly can it be placed? What should be the prominent positions where it can be placed? This, all these guidelines are being laid out by International Advertisement Bureau, and we should go around and visit this site as a benchmark. For example, if tomorrow somebody comes up to you and asks, what is the guideline, how much space or size should an ad should have? So all these guidelines have been provided there. Let me share that link with you. You share the link. I know you have. And there is one more link around where Google has laid out all its regulations, and which this link also you guys should go and visit once. Let me show up these links here. So another point to be noted here is, so these four ad sizes which are prominent being shown here are the ads which have maximum click-through rates. For example, if you as a marketer being given a choice, and if you go on to a placement agency or a publisher and they ask like, which ad size do you want your ad to be put in? So the first priority should always be to go among these sizes, because these sizes have higher click-through rates. So Google has done this research. If you most successful ad sizes and mention this: medium rectangle, letterboard, half page, and these large mobile banner. So these are different sizes which usually across the industries have highest click-through rates and which should be prioritized. And similarly, if you'll go to IAB website, so this is International Advertising Bureaus, and you go here and around display. Download this PDF. It will show you like what are the norms around what is the size of a billboard kind ad size, film strip, what should be the size allowed, what should be all the regulations around this. So I would recommend and suggest you should go through this document as well. So how to target audience? Now the key point here is on target audience. How to target the relevant audience. Just give me a minute. I'll get a question around. Have you not got the link? I've shared it around. Can somebody ping back if you have not got the link? I have shared in the chat box as well as in the question answer box. Shashank, have you got the link? IAB and the Google one also. Okay, thanks guys. Great. Okay, and I'll share this PPT around also after completing this. I'll share it with the moderator and you'll share around with the group. So all the links, everything is being around this PPT. You can go around. So there are different ways on how to target audience in display, because this is only the key thing around, as we had a key thing uh, in search engine marketing, the quality score and the bid. So the key thing here is how to target your audience. Sure, I'll share the working Excel sheet as well. And using demographics is one way where you can fit up, like I want to target only these locations, for example, Delhi, NCR and Bangalore, depending upon where exactly I want to sell my stuff. And using interest categories, there are certain interest categories which we are going to see in subsequent slides being formed on Google AdWords display campaigns category. For example, jewelry, for example, gems, for example, laptops and all those. And you have to know what exactly you are selling, know your niche. And you can also target online communities. When I say online communities, these are various blogs communities. Around the blog communities also you can start putting your display ads where exactly these kind of communications. For example, I start putting a communication on a blog that which is the best laptop to buy, and if you are a laptop dealer, you can put your ad around, or you are a laptop seller, you can put your ad around on a display ad, and you can get more click-throughs. So now we'll go through planning and execution of a display campaign, and it involves two steps. First step is using a display tool to get placement ideas. Placement ideas mean where exactly do we want our site, our ad to be placed, and where we can find relevant audiences. And the second thing is how to exactly execute that campaign and prepare that display body and all that stuff. So let's go step by step. Let me go to the display campaigns. Let's do in this one only. This question box is coming in between campaigns. So I have to go into tools and go into display planner. So the key objective that we will be doing for another 10 minutes here would be, we'll be able to find which are the key sites which are relevant to me and where I should post my ad. So I'll click here, search for new targeting ideas using a phrase, website, or And this, if you click onto this, this will give you by location. If you want to go by location, you can click here and find out by location. If you already have your keywords and if you already have placements with you, you can go and see here what are the inventory details, like how much inventory in the sense how much ad size or ad spaces are available there, and what is the performance, how many click-throughs can I get across. We'll start here. For example, if I'm an jewelry owner, let me search here. Gems and jewelry. It'll give me a category or the topic here. And then let me put my landing page if I have one. Not this one. Campaign target, I can select India, I can select nearby. Let's select the languages English only. In filters, now we have whether we want to go for text, whether we want to go for video, whether image, HTML5 or Flash. Now, Flash and HTML both are more of an interactive or engaging kind of ads. It's more of an animation based ads. So I'll show you how exactly an HTML5 looks like. So we'll go for an image and HTML. So now very soon and Flash is going to be replaced by an HTML5. And expandable ads are those ads, if you want to go for expandable ads, where you click, and if you click, those ads expands and it takes a full-blown size. So these are the various sizes. You can select whichever sizes you want to show. You can save here. Now you can select bidding type. Now there are two types of biddings here. First, you want to focus on clicks, and another is whether you want to focus on impressions. Now the difference is, let me go a step back and explain you actually how a display campaign is happening so that you have more clear picture here. So in display campaign, what exactly you are doing? For example, I'm in jewelry showroom. Okay. So now I'll create a banner of jewelry. A banner in the sense I'll show some image of jewelry, a little bit text around, or a video can be there, or an image can be there. And then this banner, I'm going to get it placed on various sites where jewelry, where people who are a target audience for buying jewelries are coming. For example, there can be certain blogs where we discuss on jewelries, like which jewelry is best, which jewelry should buy, what is the rate of the jewelry. So Sushil has a question here. What is the difference between a click and an impression? Very good question. So impression, when you have an display banner, for example, which I showed in the PPT here, let me go back. So this was a banner, right? So this is a website, right? And this is a banner which is coming on top, the rack space one. So if somebody is only viewing this and not clicking onto this, this is an impression. And when somebody is going and clicking on top of this, this is a click through or a click. Let me show you another example. If I go to my internet speed, which we lately, now see, all these are display ads which are coming. Airwire, pepper fry. These are banner ads, but as well, these can be retargeting, these can't be retargeting. For example, Airwire, I never visited this Airwire. So this is more of a kind of a banner ad where it's being shown. While I visited Pepper Fry some time back, so it can be retargeting, but again, All these are type of display sizes, display ads only, display banners. So if I only see it when I opened this website, and see all these banners, for example, Amazon and all that, these were counted as an impression to all these websites. And when I click this, for example, I click on Pepperfry, this will be counted as an click through. And Pepperfry would now have to pay to Google AdWords for getting this click. So hope this is clear now, Sushil, the difference between a click and an impression. Okay, now we'll go back to where we left. So we're here. And display planner. Now we were here like whether to choose for CPC bidding or whether to choose for VCPM bidding, that is cost per impression bidding, or some of them have cost per million impressions bidding. So CPC bidding is where you have to pay Google, if you are going by Google AdWords, per click basis. If somebody clicks, as I clicked Pepperfry, so I have to pay Google. So Pepperfry has now to pay Google for that clicks. And if they are going for an impression based, whenever I open the site and view that impression or view that website, it's counted as an impression. So now what is the difference? Yes, like Shashank, good question, which is a better. So there is a good point to be driven here. What is the difference? When should one go for a CPM model or whether should we go for a CPC model? Now CPM model is only advised when you want to get awareness. For example, I have launched my new business as of now, but I'm not yet ready with my services, or I'm still ready, but my first step is to first create an awareness around in the market that okay, I am around now. So then I'll go for an impression based model. I'll say only give me impressions because that will be cheaper for me to get. Cost per impressions would be cheaper as compared to getting cost per clicks, and you should not, or you are not ready for to now go for cost per click as of now. But cost per click, which is widely used in industry, is advisable when you want people to come to your website. You don't want any impressions, you just want people to click on to your website, and when you click on not click onto your ad, and when they click on to ad, they launch onto your website. And now there is another model which we'll see when we'll be doing this campaigning, planning this display campaigns, that is cost per lead or cost per acquisition model. So cost per acquisition is, so you have to pay Google only in case when the visitor has gone to your website, and after going on your website, that visitor did the action you want them to do. When I said did the action which you want them to do, so different industries or different websites have different kind of actions or goals or conversions, which we might have learned in Google Analytics as well. For example, in B2B business, or for example, in a car business, I can't sell my car online. So I only want the leads from online. I only want the details. For example, when I go to a car website, I just provide my phone number. I just provide my email address, and that is it. I'll be registered as a lead. While in case of impression, so in case of impression, in case of non B2B sites, for example, a Flipkart, which is selling online only its products. When a product is being sold online only, so the action or goal or conversion is that this product is being bought online only. So you will be paying Google only when this product is bought online. Now what is the difference? You will say always an e-commerce player would always go for an CP, a conversion model, right? So now a conversion model is usually beneficial, but usually the bids are higher for a conversion model as compared to the one which are like cost per click. Now it depends. If as in Flipkart, you have a very high conversion rate, you know that the people who are landing to my website, 10 out of 5 out of 10 will eventually buy. So why should you pay Google for that? You know that my site is working good, my brand is working good, people will come and buy. Let me pay only cost per click, and that will, you will save costs there. People will click, they'll come to your website, you know they'll buy it. Now there is another contrary example. You know your site is not working well, you are not such a brand name, and your conversion is very poor. Then you can go for cost per cost per conversion model. For example, when somebody is coming, only when I click, when a conversion happens, I have to pay Google. Otherwise, I'll not pay that. Hope this is clear now. So in CPC, we'll choose CPC bidding here, and then we'll say get us placement ideas. So when I click on placement ideas for gems and jewelries, now, so in the top corner, it's showing me how much impression size is available for this gems and jewelries. It's on weekly basis, or you can also plug and say monthly if you want to see. Will show you monthly how much impressions are total network inventory total available across this category on this total platform. This is 10 billion plus, correct? So, and what would be the target audience here? So for gender, out of this 10 billion impressions that you will be getting, so the age group would be distributed as known, like 18% would be in this age group, 15% would be in this age group, 6% would be in this age group. And likewise, male would be 29% and female would be 14%. And 57% is there for which the data is not available. And this is how they are distributed is across the various platforms: desktop, mobile, tablet, 27%, 70%, 3%. Now you'll ask me, what is the advantage of this data? Why do we need this? So if you have this data in place, first thing what you know here is you will able to know like what is the preferable age group, which is quite obvious. Gems and jewelry, like 18 to 35 max people are searching majorly. It's a reverse case. Usually female should be more, but it's showing male as 29% should seeing more. And from mobile, people are coming more. Now you are able to see how overall these keywords or how a target audience of this keyword is performing across. Plus, you can also use this matrix and plan your specific campaigns. You can go here in demographics, and I can have a demographic campaign. Say, let me target on my own the female community only. This is a female specific campaign. Or I can run a remarketing, or I can go by interest topics or keywords. It'll show me sites, it'll show me places where I can go by keywords alone, or by interest groups, or by topics. So now if you come down, these are the various websites which it is showing. What exactly it is showing? All the websites which have an engagement or which have an affiliation with Google, where you can put your website, where you can put your ad. Sorry. Now the question arises, which should I choose? Which is the best one? Okay. So the ad formats which are available, you can see. Okay. Yes, this accept videos also. This is some anonymous site, which will, if we'll click, or with, let's go to this, leave the anonymous one, fashionhub.com. Now on this, what are the ad sizes available? You can see ad formats available. Text ads are accepted, and square and rectangular, only these kinds of image ads are accepted, because this depends upon my website. Suppose I'm an owner of fashionworldhub.com and I only want to give this space, only this kind of banner should be posted on my website. That's it. And all other formats are not available, but it's showing relevance. Relevance in the sense that the target audience for gems and jewelries are very relevant. The target audience are coming here. Now, in terms of CPC, it shows an average range. Like the average CPC or the CPC can vary from 0 to 15. So now the question arises, 0 to 50 is a huge range. What should I be choosing in CPC when I'll be putting there? So I'll be addressing that question there. We usually start with a lower bid and then we start moving towards higher bids here. And impressions you can get 50 to 100k, or cookies you can get 25 to 30k around. So what is the difference between impressions and what is the difference between cookies? The question will arise here. So cookies here says preferences. So to say it in layman terms, when you go in your browser, you have your cookies. So cookies tell what is the preferences, what are the websites which you have lately or lastly visited. So when you say these many users, I would say these many users have explicitly mentioned their preferences for these kind of websites, and they have their cookies established, they have visiting these sites, while these kind of users are unique visitors or new users which are coming to these websites. And these are like kind of return visitors, or these have shown their preferences or through the cookies. So now the point is how to choose which should I choose. There are so many websites. Again, we'll adopt the same methodology that we did in that time. We'll download this. After downloading this, yes, Jagdeep, I'll come back on to cookies. Give me a minute. So cookies exactly is, so if you go onto your browser, you have an option where it will show you that what are the recent websites that you have visited. If you visited Google AdWords recently, it store all the cookies. Cookies in the sense that it will store all your websites that you have been recently visited. It will store for some time, until unless you don't clear them, or until unless they are not automatically cleared. So now Google has stored that this, like me as in person or Tarun as in person, has preferences of visiting gems and jewelries website. Now my cookies are being stored, and Fashion World here is telling me that 25 to 30k are people through the cookies, and which are sort of already expressed their preferences. They have visited once or twice or thrice during that period in Fashion World Hub already. While, or in a layman understanding, we can say 50k to 100k is something which are new users, or which are not, somehow the tool has not established their preferences. But what this for sure, 25 to 30k are the users which have already established their preferences, that they keep on coming to Fashion World, or they have recently visited the fashionworldhub.com, which in sense is like at least you will get 25 to 30k impressions at least guaranteed, in the sense that it's being validated that this many number of cookies or systems have already visited the fashionworldhub.com. Is this clear, Jagdeep? Jagdish, sorry. Okay, cool. So we have downloaded this. Now I'll go on to this. These are the various websites. Yes, Shashank, it can be a repeat visitor online. So the cookies establishes that these persons or these systems, I would not say persons, these system has established their preferences for these websites. I'm reading the cookies and I'm somehow saying that these many cookies have already been there, that these many users or these many peoples or views are already being there who are coming to these websites. So this is in terms of a preferences, I can say. So when you come here, website, so these are the various websites. Now, what I want is I want maximum impressions, correct? So I'll again do that exercise here. Sort this in terms of or sort them by this is already sorted in terms of higher to lower. Oh, this is showing blanks. So let me sort them. We can sort it with impressions per million. Yes, we have sorted with or we are sorting with. So sort by column Y. I'm seeing them. It is somehow not reading this Excel, and so we can sort them from lower to higher because we want impressions that are coming for highest number of impressions to start with, and then if we have some constraint around in terms of banners, for example, I have my banners ready and I can't change them, so I have to see what is the inventory available. If I can see only 300 to 250, so I have to concise myself among these. So I say like I only want show me only inventory which is into 300 to 250 or all that. But this rarely happens in industry. We usually look for wherever we are getting good amount of good amount of impressions, we can go for that particular website. Show me, I say like give me only 300 to 250. Or let me show you. Let us select any particular. For example, I have 160 to 600 only as my preferences. Only. So I can then filter on image ad sizes, whatever inventory I have available. Keeping in mind I have to get maximum impressions. So I'll always start with maximum impressions. Then if I have a restriction, it's not always mandatory that I'll be having restriction in sizes. If I have a restriction, then I filter by ad sizes. And if I have a restriction in terms of historical CPCs, I can then filter if for this particular keywords it's only showing 0 to 50, but we can have like 0 to 100, 50 to 100,000 maybe, and then I can shortlist on my budget. Again, we have drilled down and done one exercise how to filter on terms of budgets and bids. So once we are able to, or what we can do from here also, if I find out, okay, I'll go for this one. My simple criteria is maximum number of impressions. I'll click here and it will be added to my plan. So it'll show you monthly forecast. You can get almost 1.9 clicks, and which total would cost me rupees 262K per total cost. So I can decide the maximum CPC bid is very high here. If you'll see, it's going 737 rupees. Now I can check something else as well. Let me say like this doesn't match me, and if I want to see this one, now this is also high, but I can see all the forecasts, and I can also click here and see what are the demographics here. So where exactly this is focused, like what is the age group, what is the gender, what is the device for all these websites, all these details, and I can add directly from here. So these are after deciding on going in Excel and deciding what exactly I'll be focusing on, I'll be directly adding it from here, and it will be added to my plan from here. For example, these are added to my plan here, and I'll save them. And here from here only I can jump to it. Either I save them somewhere, there are two ways here, and then go and create a new campaign, or I can go here and create a new campaigns or add ideas to existing campaigns or merge ideas with one. Let me create. Okay. Now I'll create a new campaigns. For example, I creating a campaign for jewelry. Name jewelry.dem. Now my budget is, let me have a budget of 1,000 rupees here. Default maximum CPC but is, we'll start with a lower one here. I'll not put, let's see if why I'll start with the lower one, because intent is not there. I'm not sure even for the clicks. Maybe people will click, maybe the target audience is not there. They'll click, they'll come to my website and not buy anything, so it will not be any useful to me. Let me start with a lower click, and if it's working for me, then I'll start doing it. So I can go to the new campaign directly from here. So it will save that automatically into my campaign. So this is being shown here. This is not yet live. Campaign jewelry. Or let me show you again in the tools. There are a few things left. So this is again clear, right? How we put all these and then we get group ideas, and after getting, we sorted out which are the top websites. We then clicked on those top websites and scrutinized them, and we can add them directly to the campaign and start executing a campaign. So this was one way. Let me show you around another way. If I don't want, and if I want my campaign to be executed directly from a newest stuff, there is another way also. So I can go again. Let me go to campaign. Now I'll select only, now the first phase is completed, which we discussed. Now we are into the second phase, which is how to execute a display network campaign. I'll select only display network only here. Again, let me give a name of the campaign. Let it be jewelry 2 underscore DM. Okay. Now it will be only display network only, as we discussed already. We'll not select search here. So again, now there are three different marketing objectives here that we discussed. Either we just want to build awareness only, where will have campaigns which will be most of a kind of impression based. Either we want the clicks, which will be CPC kind of campaigns, which you want customers to engage with your content, that you want them to come to your landing page, you want them to come to your website, which is a cost per click. Or this is like drive action, you want them to buy on your website, you want them to do some action, you want them to be registered as a lead or something like that. So let us start with CPC. We select here, we'll go for an CPC campaign. Location, again, we can select India, or depending upon the location where I'm selling, I can select location. Language, wherever I want, like if I'm in Germany, I can select German, or whatever time or wherever zone I am, I can select that. Now the budget, again, as we decided, if we have already done the display planner exercise, we know that this was the average CPC bid that was coming at that time. So how much impressions do I want? What is my budget? I decided this is my margin that is coming out, and out of this much I can give to Google. So let me put this 1,000 as an around. Now let's go to show additional settings. What are these additional settings? So these are prima facie being used while tuning our campaigns. So this is delivery methods. There are two different types of methods: show ads evenly over time or accelerated. Now this is, for example, I have assigned a specific budget. I have a budget of 1,000 rupees only, and my CPC bid is 100 rupees, or I've been charged 100 rupees for per impression or per click. Now after 10 clicks, my budget will be exhausted. Now I have two options. I can evenly distribute this across my daytime. So I want this clicks to be coming on my website throughout the day. So I can click this. Okay, after some time, Google will stop showing me. It's an automated algorithm. It'll show for few of the times in the morning, then it'll show into the afternoon, that will show in the evening and the night. While in accelerated, what it'll do, if you click on the accelerated, it'll start showing immediately. It'll start exhausting your budget. It doesn't depend, it will not keep it for the entire day. It'll, as soon as the user is coming, it'll allow them to click, it'll put your banners there, and they'll click and go out to your website. Now add extensions. Again, you can also, along with this, put your location and call that we discussed in our previous classes. Schedule. Now schedule, why start date, end date, and add scheduling? This is very important. I can later on, after my campaign is being executed, I can figure out at what time of the day, or maybe on weekends when people are free, they are clicking more on the ads. So I'll schedule this more around a specific time, or schedule them more around maybe weekends or weekdays, or in the daytime or in the night time, or according to my time zone. Or also it depends, for example, for a specific period of time only I'm giving an offer. For today only this offer is there, so I'll select only for Monday. For this time to this time I'm giving a specific offer, and let it be there, and post that. Let this ad or let this banner be not there. Okay. So ad delivery, ad rotation, and frequency capping. Ad rotation is something, for example, you have 2-3 different ads, and what Google will add copies, I mean different banners. What Google will do, it will keep on optimizing your ad. So it'll see which ad copy is giving better results, and then start putting those ad copies as and when required. It'll keep on rotating between those ad copies to see which is giving maximum performance, and put maximum number of times those ad copies. And frequency capping. Frequency capping is something which is how many number of times you want to show your ad to one specific unique user. For example, now I went to Jabong. even 3-4 times I have seen that uh, suppose I went to that speed test, I have like 6 or 7 times seen the pepper fry ad. But if I would have clicked, if I would have wanted to click, I would have clicked in first time. Now it doesn't make sense to show me this ad again and again, and I'm getting irritated, and I'm not going to click this now, right? So the frequency capping is the number of times you want to show your ad to one specific user. So you can set it up, you can set 2, 3, 4, whatever you want to set per day per ad group. So it's advisable always to set up frequency caps so that to prevent banner burnout. So banner burnout is something, if you show too many number of times a single ad to a single user, he'll get irritated and it will lead to negative impact on your brand. Do you have any questions till now, guys? Not seeing any questions following in. Okay, let me quickly finish this up because we have already exceeded our timelines. So this is then device target selected mobile. If you want to select any specific operating systems, let me choose. If you want to see, okay, I want to show it's only on Android, I want to show it, you can double click here and add all Android versions I want to see. Now you want, because what is the utility of this? Where this comes into picture, for example, you are having engaging ad or a different kind of ad which works on a specific kind of operating system only. In that scenario, it plays an important role. Similarly, device models. If you have your ad specifically being for iOS or Android or Windows phone, you can select for here. If you want to show this to any particular carriers, you can add. For example, if you go in India, all these carriers are there. Now, what is the utility? What is the key point to be driven here? The key point to be driven is where exactly this carriers is being used. For example, I want to run a specific campaigns, or BSNL or Airtel wants to run a specific campaigns for only Airtel carriers or Airtel users only. I can select this, okay, all the Airtel users get one-on-one free or get something free, or I have a tie-up or I have an affiliate with Airtel where I have tied up on them that to all the Airtel users who are coming to my website, I'll give them 10% discount. So I'll run a specific campaign for them saying all, selecting Airtel only here and saying all those who will be coming here will be getting specific discounts. So dynamic ad settings. So dynamic ad settings is, we had dynamic ad settings also in paid search as well. Dynamic ad is something when your ad changes along with your web pages. For example, on my website, I have different banners or different carousels or different, my website changes day on day in. For example, today I have a different view, tomorrow I'll have different view, or depending upon the user, my website changes. Those are dynamic websites. I can save 2-3 different copies of ads and I can go into dynamic ads and I'll ask AdWords to select which ad to a suitable page. For a specific page, there will be a suitable ad selected and run only those ad and landing those users to my website when a different ad page is being displayed. So this is very highly advanced option, only used when you have a dynamic website in place. So tracking template or campaign URL options. So if you want to do, somebody is clicking on your on your ad, and after clicking on your ad, they first go to some other URL, a redirect URL in between. You want to show them some other ad on your website only or on a specific URL, and you put this URL around. Okay, I want my people after clicking this ad, they should first go to somewhere else or some other landing page, and after that landing page it's being redirected to my website. So a redirection is being put here. You put that URL here and a redirection will happen. They'll redirect from there to this place or to your website or intended page. Location options, so you can put your target around here. So where exactly, which location you want to target or which location you want to exclude, you can edit here. You can put your locations around here, and we click save and continue. It will say, I'll say frequency capping, put a frequency capping of 3. Do you want any carrier? No, I don't want. I just wanted to demonstrate it to you. So it'll show up. So if I want to plan different ad groups, so are you, Sushil, referring to the redirection stuff? If yes, the redirection stuff, it can be, yes, it can be a terms and conditions page where you first land them to, yes, it can be a terms and condition page, or it can be a bigger ad, or it can be something like you first want them to go to provide some details. It can be a form. You want them to first provide some details and then land onto your website, or you want them to certify something like accept disclaimer first and then land to your website. So this can be multiple URL redirects that you can use here. And yes, terms and conditions can be one of them. Max CPC bid, as we said, like we can put it 100 around or 700 or whatever we have decided it previously. So this was my landing page. Choose how to target. Now you can use a display keywords, like you can use a keyword. It's showing according to keywords what are the impressions that you will be getting. Let me select any one of these and show me how much impressions I'll be getting. Jewelry ring, gold jewelry. Let me select. It's showing relevance also. You can select all these, or I can also go for interest groups and remarketing. So remarketing is also an option available here. Let me go by display keywords only, or I can set up my own customized target method. So I can go by topics, I can go by placement. So placement is one thing which we discussed initially. What, like if I just want to put directly the URLs that I have copied at that time, and I can put my URLs directly here, or I can go by demographics. I want only in Delhi NCR and leave it to Google. You select wherever you want me to put. And then you save and continue. Please select, I'll select display keywords. I select this. Now it will ask me to put an image around. Image ad. So if I already have some image around, I can put some image, for example. So I have put some image around. So it's not saying that the image is not of a particular format or size or whatever it is saying to me. So I can go onto Google and I can search some images around, or I can get it done by a professional jeweler or professional person, creative designer who can put this around. For example, I have all these images around, and you can select any one of these. In JPG format, and select this. Uh, Let me go to and do this. Let me select if this takes up. I may want a specific. So it's not allowing, like there is a specific image size only which it's your image is on it's saying JPG is there, but the size is getting more somehow. So I can get this designed by some creative person, keeping in mind what is the size and all. So let me do. What are the images around? So it's also saying Flash uploads will no longer be permitted starting June 30th. So Flash will be stopped. HTML5 ads are now supported. So it's not allowing me to download that, upload that image because it has certain specific criteria. It should be less than that. So ideally in industry, how it happens, like we usually get it done by some creative persons who pull up that image and they take care of all the sizes, whether it belongs to this pixel by this pixel or it has that supposed size or not. For example, it's showing that it should be either of these formats. The max size should be 150 and ad sizes should belong to any of these. So this is my display URL. Again, the same thing. I'll put the name here. Best jewelry. Like, let me put the name of my ad. And but without this image, you're not allowed to complete this ad. So what exactly it is saying? See spotted specs, max size 150. It is into JPG, but I think it's facing on the ad size. It's getting either too small or it's getting either too big. Let us try this one. So these are two big images. See the sizes. So need a smaller image. These are all very big sizes. It's not showing me somehow. Let me try to save this one. Sure. No, it's not allowing somehow. Let me try a drag and drop. It's not taking up that. It should go back to that place. Oh, yeah. Let's go back to the previous page only. So nonetheless, it was almost all complete. It was the last stage of it, where you have to just put an image, put some text around, and your ad would be completed, and then you'll submit it, and then Google will review it, and it'll go live after proper review through Google and scrutinization by Google. And this is all about how to create an ad campaign display. This is all described in detail, step on step, in these particular PPT. You can see it here. So how to put an image, it will also showing how to put an image. So this was all about how to create a campaign. So do you have any questions till now on any of the topics? Though we are left with retargeting, but we have already exceeded our time. So we'll pick up retargeting next time. And please go and execute those display campaign as well as the paid search campaigns. We'll do some performance optimization around them next time when we'll start that. So anyone having any questions around paid search or any questions around display campaigns? At least you can put yes or no, like whether you have questions or not. I know that this have been a really exhaustive session. Yes, we'll discuss analytics doubt, whatever doubts you have. Saf, I can see some link being posted by you. What exactly is that link? What about rest of the participants? Any other questions, anyone? Okay, Sushil says no, Vibhu says no. We are running short on time, though I just wanted to discuss some market case studies or which I have been using in my consulting careers, like on use cases or case studies, but because of the initial paid search, we ran short of the time, and next time we are going to cover that. And Shashank, I'll take up your analytics doubt, don't worry about that. And anything else, guys? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the polls. Please do respond to the polls section, and then we'll close this for today. And next time when we'll be discussed, we'll take up all the campaigns that you have been executing. I'll write down to Edu Preston asking them to solve these issues. And regarding this paid search, please execute a paid search campaign, please execute a display campaign, and we'll discuss next time how to optimize them, and we'll also cover retargeting. And most important thing, the key takeaways, now we'll also discuss like what are the industries case studies, how things are being going in the industries, best practices in industries, use case around in the industries, and like how we can go around it. So so Shashank, your question is how to put the tracking code inside the website. So what tracking code is it exactly? Which tracking code are you talking about? Is it related to Google Analytics or what? Like, so you want to track. So the tracking code into the website is being placed in the footer node before the source code. You can copy your code, go into the, you have to just copy paste there, like in the footer node you have to put that. Let me stop the recording. Give me a minute, Shashank. Let me get an admin privilege because this is for which I need an admin privilege to access the site. Just give me a minute. Rest of the candidates, if they want, they can like leave the webinar. Just be there, Shashank, for a minute. I'll come. So Shashank, are you also using some tagging option? Are you using a tag manager, or you are trying to do on your own? You there? You're not using a tag manager, huh? So let me do an unmute to you and we can talk. See, I'll tell you where exactly. Is it is a static website, correct? It's not a dynamic kind of website. Or is it a web hosting service, or is it like where exactly, what kind of website is it exactly? I can't see you. Where should I go to unmute you? Just give me a minute. I can talk to you directly. Hey Shashank, this is Tarun. I have sent you a link. Like I don't have an admin website or an admin login to demonstrate you where to put the link, but it's very clearly been explained there how to put the link. Where exactly, which site are you putting it? Is it WordPress? Where exactly you are putting it? Yes. Is it audible now? Hello. Is it audible now? Yeah. So what I was saying, like I have sent you one link from Google which clearly explains. Do you have the tracking code? Did you? Okay, so where is your website hosted? Is it on WordPress? Where exactly is it hosted? Yes. So how you have built that website? Is it on some portal or you have built, you have done coding on your own or how you have? Okay. Okay, it's a dynamic website. Okay. So you have to go there in the dynamic website, but take help of your whosoever is hosted that. Just ask him. It's been clearly explained in that link where exactly to put that. Let me tell you which exactly is the place where to put that link. Give me, give me a minute.